Alright, so fraction operations. First things first, copy this down if you need it to remind yourself this. Adding and subtracting fractions, you need a common denominator. Alright, the problem is where we remember these rules and we mix them up. Okay, multiplying fractions, just multiply numerators and multiply denominators, then you should reduce. But main thing, you do not need a common denominator. None. Nope. Dividing fractions. Well, keep, change, flip. Alright, so let's look at some problems that are in here. Alright, sums. So, we're going to be adding these. So, I'm going to do the odd ones. So, remember, we need a common denominator. So, 5, 6 plus 1/3. Well, if we look at 1/3, this, I can multiply that. That goes, or let me try that again. This goes into 6. So we could do this. Multiply both by 2. Alright? So now we'll rewrite this as 5, 6 plus 2, 6. Right? Which equals 7, 6. Or 1 and 1 6. Alright? 17. Got a common denominator. So that equals 13 minus 8 over 17. Okay, so 19. Remember, there's a few ways we could do that. Let me move this one up here. Alright, so let's look at 19. Find a common denominator first, right? And then check. So we have 41 and 9/11 minus 27 and 1/3. So the common denominator, when they're like this, you just multiply both of these numbers by 3. I got that 3 from right here. I'm going to do the same thing to this fraction, except instead I'm going to multiply these by 11. Where's that 11 coming from? Here. Alright? So now let's rewrite this and compare. So we have 27 over 33 and 41 minus 27 and 11 33rds. Alright, so real quick, we look, that's smaller. This is in an old video on how to subtract mixed numbers, so if you're having trouble, look at that. So we can split this up if that's smaller. So we can do the numbers, 41 minus 27 equals 14, and then you're going to write the fractions down. I'll do that in a different. So 27. So now 27 over 33 minus 11 over 33. Okay, so what does that equal? That equals 27 minus 11 is 16 over 33. And we can't actually reduce that, so we put that together. Put that over here. And we're good. Oops. Let's just write it here. 14 and 16 33rds. Okay? So that's how we do that. Alright, so I'll pause that here, and you guys can get those 3. Alright, so now for 20, I'll do 20 and 21 you guys can do. Alright, so you should highlight. The recipe for a cake calls for the following ingredients. 1/3 cup of sugar, 3/4 cups of cornmeal, and 1/2 cup of flour. what is the total number of cups? In total should tell us to add. So sum or addition, right? So that's what we're doing. Alright, so now I'll set it up for you, but you're going to solve this on your own. You got to find a common denominator for all three. 3/4 plus 1/2 plus 1/3. Or you could go one at a time. You could add these two and then add it to 1/3. It's up to you. But sum. Alright, so I'll pause that here. Okay, 24. We must change it to improper. Alright, so how do we do that? So let's do 24. 9 2/7. Let me pull that out a little. Perfect. Alright, what does that equal? Well, we multiply and plus. Alright, 9 times 7 is 63 plus 2, 65. Alrighty, so that's that. Now, you're going to try the next one on your own. So 2 2/13. What is that? I'll pause it here, and you guys try that, and I'll come check. Multiply and add. So this equals 2 times 13 is 26, so 20 plus 2 is 28/13. So we have to add this, and this looks, you really got to know how to do cross-reducing to do this one. So what you're going to do is 65/7 times 28/13. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to look at this fraction. What is 28/7 reduced to? And if I do that, if I look at this fraction right here, let me write it like that, and I'll reduce that. 28 becomes 4, and 7 becomes 1. And now I'm going to look at the other fraction too. This, you could divide 65 by 13 actually. It becomes 5/1. If you do that, look how much easier this is. Then my answer is 20/1. So now there's my answer, 20/1. And for 27, you must improper, and then keep, change, flip. So I'm going to pause it here. Last but not least, these I'll go over if we have time in class. I'll pause here and stop the video.